Oh nah. Hell nah. Absolutely the freak not, bro. Hell nah. Today we're going over an update in regards to the Montreal Canadiens and the long-forgotten, back in the past, deep within our subconscious, we never thought we'd have to talk about this team again. We're talking about the Habs and SKA St. Petersburg. Because an article published on rg.org earlier this morning by Sergei Demidov goes over some commentary made by the new head coach of SKA. Now, I don't know if you've been following the SKA team too closely ever since one Ivan Demidov got removed from the team, but the biggest problem that Habs fans had with SKA in 2024-2025 was the development and deployment of one Demidov by then SKA head coach Roman Rottenberg. Rottenberg was like public villain number one for Canadiens fans on social media because he would not play Demidov as much as Demidov deserved to be played. From fourth line minutes to getting benched to not being given many opportunities, Demidov was kind of held back. Yet he still broke Kirill Kaprizov's junior scoring record, which I think is a tremendous feat in and of itself. But if you hadn't been paying attention, Roman Rottenberg ended up getting the can from SKA St. Petersburg earlier this week, and it's been none other than Detroit Red Wings legend Igor Larionov who ended up suiting up as the new head coach. So with that in mind, we can now dive into that article from rg.org because Igor Larionov wants to bring Ivan Demidov back to SKA from Montreal. Oh my goodness. My goodness. No way. Why is this even a story? This article talks about how Demidov was in Montreal, he had signed his ELC, he played in the playoffs, etc., etc. But this is what Igor Larionov goes out there and says, "I'd like to speak with the Montreal management. I know some of them quite well," he said on Friday. "GM Kent Hughes used to be a player agent, and we used to know each other. Martin Lapointe, who is now their director of player personnel and scouting, was my teammate in Detroit. My goal is to bring Ivan Demidov back to SKA on loan for a year, and then let him return to Montreal in time for the playoffs. That would be phenomenal." My gosh, dude. Talk about a needy ex. Talk about not getting over your past. Talk about trying to relive old wounds through shared experiences. I get it. Igor Larionov did not get a chance to head coach Ivan Demidov. That was Roman Rottenberg the entire time. Larionov was out and about doing other things with other teams. But this sentiment, it's like, hey, you know, we did have like a franchise-defining player on our team earlier. Now he's gone. I want to bring him back, guys. How does that sound? Who's with me? And then everybody in SKA would probably be like, yeah, I'm with you. Let's get Demidov back. But you know it's not going to happen, right? Really? I mean, props to Larionov for going out there and giving the scoop like, oh yeah, I do know some of the people over there. I could try to sweeten them up, buddy-buddy with them and try to get Demidov back. But if it's Kent Hughes we're talking about, like, imagine going up to that guy and be like, hey, Kent, yeah, remember me? Yeah, we know each other from the past. Can I have Ivan Demidov back? Like, Kent Hughes slams the phone down and refuses to talk to you afterwards. He does not get back to your text. He doesn't say that he's going to consider your offer. He's just like, yeah, no, screw that. I'm not giving Demidov back to a situation where he was totally misused. I get it, it's a different head coach, but like, come on. If Ivan Demidov goes back to the KHL, there's nothing for him to prove. Absolutely nothing. Like, he could have a season where he totally explodes and he's the number one point producer. If he gets all the minutes, that wouldn't be surprising because it's like, yeah, wow, Demidov came back. What a loyal and heartfelt athlete for SKA. Would that not be, like, the ultimate permission for them to start giving him minutes and wanting to win more? Like, they always wanted to win. That's the expectation for SKA St. Petersburg, but it was so obvious with Roman Rottenberg's decisions over the past calendar year that a lot of the coaching staff's moves put the team in a worse position to win. And a lot of fans were expressing frustration about that on social media. Even on Russian social media, a lot of the posts were like, hey, what's Rottenberg doing? Fire this guy. Play Demidov. Do this. Do that. Hopefully Larionov doesn't get subjected to the same treatment, but bringing back Ivan Demidov, I mean, if he's able to do that, then he would be heralded as a hero in Russia. It's just, you know that's not going to happen. They're not going to find a way to get Demidov back. The article then goes out there and says this: I understand that Demidov is a real gem for the Canadiens, but sometimes you need to take a step back to move 3 steps forward. I'd really love the chance to work with this kid. I don't know if it will happen, but I will be asking for him to be loaned back for 1 year, Larionov said. According to RG.org sources, neither Demidov nor the Canadiens are considering such an option. So there you go. The Habs, Montreal, Demidov, they're all looking at this report saying, hey, wait a minute, what? Hell nah. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. Some other commentary from Larionov in this article: I'll never stand in the way of a player going to the NHL. It's the best league in the world. It's crucial that our players gain experience there to help raise the profile of Russian hockey and be ready for the national team when we're back at the World Championships and the Olympics. Which is fair, but I mean, the way Larionov is talking about it, it's like, yeah, it doesn't feel necessarily like playing in the NHL because playing in the best league in the world is the goal. It seems more so like, yeah, the goal is to make Russian hockey more mainstream and have more experience before they suit up for the Nationals, which may not happen for a while, unfortunately, but that's just kind of how the decision-making went with the Olympic Committee and some of the other tournaments that go down. But in regards to Demidov, I mean, the article goes out there and says at the bottom that Demidov is staying the entire offseason in Montreal. He's not going to Russia. So there's no reason for him to even consider any sort of a transaction where he gets loaned out to SKA one more time. This guy is removing himself entirely from the KHL and SKA St. Petersburg. He's not going to be in the same time zone as the SKA team for the foreseeable future, at least not until maybe Christmas, or whenever the holiday season is in Russia, or whenever next summer rolls around. This guy's staying in Montreal, baby. You're not getting him back in Russia, at the very least, let alone getting him back to play for SKA St. Petersburg one more time. So with all this in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this commentary from Igor Larionov, where he says that he wants to bring Ivan Demidov back to SKA St. Petersburg for one more season? How ridiculous do you think this is? Let me know in the comment section all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.